Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Xgene and proteinX. In this tutorial video, I'm going to talk about co-immunoprecipitation. So here basically I focus the working principle of the protein-protein interaction by detected by the co-immunoprecipitation. So before going to have your experiment, you need to know the working principle of this experiment. So then you can successfully perform this experiment. So let's begin. So let's say that you have the cell lysates. Alright, so this cell lysate contain the proteins also in the single form, there is no complex, and also there are some proteins are in complex form. These proteins are interacting with other proteins. So for example, I want to detect this protein X and Y complex. So here is the complex, so we need to detect the protein X whether it's interacting with the protein Y. So how to detect that whether protein X interacts with the protein Y? So here is the role of the co-immunoprecipitation. So here you need to perform this experiment to detect whether protein X interact with the protein Y. So, here is the cell lysate. So this cell lysate contain the other protein as well as your target protein complex, such as protein X and protein Y complex. So usually we use the one of the primary antibody that target that bind with the target protein. So for example, here is a protein X antibody. So protein X primary antibody here I need to use to bind with the protein X protein. So here I need to incubate with this antibody with the cell lysate overnight, and then need to use the beads, protein G or protein A beads, that 2-hour incubation. So basically the protein G or protein A beads, it bind with the constant region of the antibody. So this is how the beads it trap the antibody. So when these beads it can trap the antibody, so you will get, if you get the beads, so these beads it can link with the antibody, and this antibody will link with the target protein, and this target protein it linked with the other interactive proteins. Then you will get your target protein complex. So here what you have to do, so after incubation of the protein G beads, then we need to collect these beads. So when you collect these beads and wash it, and then with the beads you will get also the antibody, and this also the this protein complex. Okay, so then you need to elute the samples with the loading dye. So when you use the loading dye, then after using the loading dye, you need to centrifuge it, and you need to collect the supernatant. So after collection of the supernatant, then that is your sample. So that supernatant of the loading dye contain your complex of the protein X and protein Y. So this sample is ready for Western blot. So when you run with this sample, when you run the Western blot with the sample, and then you will get the entire membrane. So then you need to use the primary anti-protein X antibody first, and then you can after secondary antibody incubation you can detect the protein X in your membrane, and followed by you also need to use the anti-protein Y incubation to detect this protein. So also, if this complex is successfully formed, and if these two proteins are interacting, then you will get the both bands, so that indicating that protein X and protein Y are interacting. However, if these proteins are not interacting with each other, then you cannot get the complex, right? So this is so here the antibody it can only bind with the target protein, but target protein it cannot interact with other protein like protein Y. So in this case, so after incubation of the protein X, antibody, you will get the protein X band. But when you incubate with the anti-protein Y antibody to detect the protein Y, in this case you cannot get or you cannot detect the protein Y band here. So that indicating that protein X, it does not interact with the protein Y, so there is no complex form, right? So this is all about the working principle of the co-immunoprecipitation. So next I want to show you, and in the next video I'll make another video for the protocol of this co-immunoprecipitation. So before going to start the experiment, I think you should have the knowledge, basic knowledge about this working principle. It can help your experiment, and you will get the successful this design, and also you can perform it very well. So I hope this video will be helpful. If you like this video, kindly hit the like button, share it, and please subscribe my channel. And if you have any queries, any kind of technical issue or any kind of whatever, if you have any problem during this experiment, you can write in the comment section, so I can take a look and I can reply on it. So thanks for watching.